Welcome back. Everyone needs an Aquarius. We are back in the building. Dom, how have you been doing?
Let me tell you something, baby.
Oh, you got the tea? You saying is that the?
I got. Nah, this is whiskey.
Oh,
Listen, let me tell you something because we are here to celebrate. We are here to celebrate. I got my house back to myself.
congratulations!
Child, listen. For y'all that don't know, I have gone through hell the last low-key year and a half, but then it really took a turn last summer for the worse. And I found myself being a home healthcare aide. And the entire time I had been looking, for the message that the Lord was trying to send me. And I finally realized it was just that I was able to be a blessing to somebody else. And that's it. But I got a hit TV show that I'm writing. Let me tell you that much. So that's why I'm all up in here, doll up, hair dyed, done, everything, because I have reached the mountaintop. Okay.
Back.
How are you?
I'm good, man. I can't complain, man. I can't complain. It is, life is life, but not in a bad way. It's just Trump messing up the tariffs, so messing with the money at the gig, But
snap!
It's not messing up like that, but it's like one of them things of like, all right, I see some shit slowing up, but we'll see, man. All these people claim that it's the bigger play, yeah, whatever, man.
I don't understand. It's not a bigger play. It's just a dumb play.
Yeah, it isn't so good. Hey, whatever you may be. But shout out to all my people over I Only Listen to 90s group. There's been a sort of a kerfuffle online. This week, so to give y'all background from how this all started. A year ago, Stacey has a YouTube short that's got like 300,000 views on it, where she says that because the BG from Hot Boys was saying this way before they had this reunion in Louisiana thing. He was like, we don't need Young Turk. That's like Destiny's Child needing Beyonce needing Michelle to go on tour. That's what Young Turk, not no Turk, BG said about Turk from the Hot Boys. He was like,
okay.
And then Stacey responded to him saying like, why are you dissing Michelle? Michelle carries all the bridges. She's like one of the backbones of this group. You can't do that. So it started a whole thing there with people saying like, well, what about Latavia, Latoya, and Farrah? So then we came back again and revisited this year because it's been a year anniversary. And I basically said there only need to be 4 people, not 5 or 6 in the group if they did a reunion, even if they want to do one, because it might be Beyonce and Destiny's Child, because that's what Diana Ross did the last time she went on tour with the Supremes for the last time. It was Diana Ross and the Supremes. It wasn't the Supremes. So with that being said, people were weighing in saying, why not just do all 6 to make it feel good? 4, some people saying 3, some people saying 5.
Let me stop you there.
As the aficionado, you are our Beehive correspondent.
I literally sent a voice note this morning to my best friend Vernon. Shout out to you, best friend, singing. I woke up. He had sent me a voice note singing Destiny's Child Fancy. That's on the Survivor album. And then I sang another verse to him. With that being said, Farrah was only in Destiny's Child for about 5 or 6 months, roughly.
I would say less than that. I'm gonna say weeks.
No, it wasn't weeks. It was only around 5 or 6 months, maybe, because she did the Say My Name video, she did the Jumpin' video, and then I'm trying to think. I remember
6 months. Okay, so online 6 months.
And then I remember. Can you stop? Hold on. Can you stop biting yourself? Stop it. Hey. She keep biting she keep biting through her fur, and I keep like she got an attitude when I put the cone. She just looks so confused. But
because you put the cone on her to stop her from doing it.
Yeah. So as far as Farrah goes, like I remember that clip that went viral later in life, where Beyonce said, well, somebody can always send you your luggage. I saw that in real time. And
So
I
she was
remember,
talking to Farrah?
yeah, she was talking to Farrah. They were in the recording studio because they was recording something for WNBA, like All Star, or maybe it was All Star, but I remember they was doing a version, re-recording a version of Jumpin', but they was adding lines to it, and it was just, I remember that it was like the WNBA, and then when they just pausing, they was talking to her or whatever, but it wasn't like, oh, you can't come back. It was just like she needed to go home. It was like always something happening where she needed to leave. And so when she told them or whatever, and then Beyonce was like, somebody could sing your luggage. And I remember in real time being like, damn, that's kind of messed up. But no, Farrah don't need to be there. And then just like that clip of Farrah and Keely from a reality show that never ended up premiering, and she was trying to sing. I'm just like, girl, like, where did they find you from? And like this, because this doesn't make sense. Michelle is really that girl. Like, you know, there is an ebb and flow of Destiny's Child with Michelle. And I feel, honestly, I feel like if it's gonna be a reunion, it need to be everybody but Farrah. Because Latoya and Latavia have been around for like a long time.
And they were actually singing on album.
Yeah, and they were actually, yeah, like seriously, like they've been together since they was kids. And because of Matthew's shenanigans, you know, ultimately things kind of unraveled. And you know, they didn't want to lead a group. It was just they just wanted different management to like represent them. They didn't even say, I don't want Matthew to represent me, you know, y'all. It was just like, we need a buffer here because there's something that's happening, like the money not money in. So yeah, absolutely, you have to have Michelle because Michelle has given us some of the best bridges in R&B history that cater to you. Like, I want to give. Okay, wait. I almost do it in the voice. So sorry.
Here you go.
Like, she says, I want to give my like she say, my strength to you. That's the least I can do. Let me cater to you through the good, the bad, the ups and the downs. I'll still be here for you. Let me cater to you because you're beautiful. I love the way you are. Oh my God, I can't believe I can't remember that. But y'all get what I'm saying. She is that girl, and let me tell you, and when Michelle Park come on, is she the reason when she say all you have to say this is ain't what you want, I won't be so hurt, and I can, man, nigga, I'll be yelling, and I don't know who I'm talking to. I don't know who I'm talking to. But she made me feel like everything was my fault, and I can see it now because it's a situation that I must let go. Because you ain't gonna be a man and let me know. I'm not gonna play in Michelle Williams' face. And y'all not either. Man, I'm telling you, like, listen, I will be there front row center. I will spend all my hard-earned coins to see that. Front row center. Okay, let me relax. Let me take my sunglasses off. But I'm serious. Like, that would be a bomb-ass time. That would just be a good show. And I feel like us as fans, I know we feel entitled to a lot of things that, you know, that these artists do. But I feel like that is something, I really believe that that's something that we deserve. Because all y'all get along now, y'all are on good terms. I'm not going to go as far as asking for another album, but I will also be okay with that. But come on. It's like Dream Girls. We are Dream Girls.
Yeah, no. I get it. I'm like, so I'm looking at Farrah's biography. I didn't know it was this long, to be honest with you. But it says that I guess she was in Bills.
No, she was not.
Video's an extra. That's what it says. She was an extra in Bills.
Maybe. Well, we can't see her.
I'm about to go back and look at that video.
Like.
Yeah, so hey, man, it's just fun to have those discussions, you know, and just
man,
I don't think Beyonce gonna do. They're not gonna do nothing like that.
Because I always listen. My hope, like literally, I was really hoping when Beyonce did, you know, Coachella several years ago. I was really, really hoping. I was like, please, 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 let it be the original. Like, let it be like the
She just
original.
brought out two of them, right? She just brought out Michelle and
Yeah, and Kelly.
yeah.
And honestly, I'm gonna tell you this: as long as Kelly there, I don't care. And Kelly always gonna be there because Kelly is my girl. Like,
Yeah, she
that's
the
all.
rider.
Listen, I love Kelly. I love them all, and they're just such nice people, like genuinely nice people. So that's all.
All right, let's roll with.
Oh, wait! Before we move on, we have an update about the young man that accidentally got deported.
Yeah. Go ahead. What we got?
And so a judge had ordered, a Supreme Court judge had ordered Donald Trump to have him brought back. And now they're saying that Venezuela is not going to send him back. And it's like, oh, well, y'all fucked up. So they're supposed to leave him there. But, you know, his family still has not heard from him. And I really hope that that young man is still alive.
Wow, really?
Yeah.
So they just like, oh, it sucks to be you, pimp.
Yeah, like literally. So I don't know what else is going on, but I think it's strange that his family has not heard from him at all. This like that's weird to me. And that's me and my conspiracy theory bag. And there was a conspiracy theory that I sent you on Twitter about Michael Jackson. And I really would listen. No. That's weird.
Yeah, I'm not feeding into that.
But what if? What if Michael Jackson is really alive?
I mean, they did this with Elvis. I mean, I guess we can do it.
I never felt like that about Tupac or anybody else for real. But the Michael Jackson thing, and just it was like that clip on CNN was after the fact. That's all I'm saying. That's all. Like that is what kind of has me locked in. So I don't know, y'all. And just to give y'all a quick story, it's this conspiracy theory going around saying that Michael Jackson is really still alive, and Michael Jackson would disguise himself as
no, he always did though, like to go to the movies.
And that's so. It was this person was on CNN after Michael Jackson died, but it was also one of the disguises that Michael Jackson uses. So it was like kind of weird. So I don't know, but that's neither here or there. We're not talking about that today. Let's but I just wanted to let you know.
Yeah. I mean, since we're doing update on the brother Karmelo Anthony, the young brother in Texas that is accused of murdering another student, has been released his bail was reduced from $1 million to $250,000 bail.
Yes.
A shout out to all y'all random people in the comment section. Somebody talking about I heard that they not using the money from the GoFundMe. They finna use it to buy a house. And normally I don't even reply. And I was like, dude, don't come on here and no bullshit like that unless you got receipts. Like, or somebody saying that they not gonna use the GoFundMe money for his defense, but it's gonna go to some house they're gonna buy. Like, stop it, man. Just stop it.
Stop it.
Let's let this play out, and let it be what's gonna be. Even though I have heard that supposedly that they do have video of this incident, but they won't release it. So I don't know if this good thing or bad.
Well, technically he's a minor,
so
that's minor. Yeah, so that I can see that not happening, and he's already been crucified in the matter of public opinion anyway. So this is just gonna make worse. I think once that trial starts, that might be something that gets released, but that's just still such a we were at a loss for words last week.
I feel bad for both families. Like,
I feel bad for both families because it just sucks. It just sucks. And like hearing different people around in that area, there was like people, schools, for like people, different schools would be under different people tent all the time. Like they didn't understand what the big deal was. So, that's just really, 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 it's really tough. It's really tough. Oh, child.
So let's jump in, man, of some more topics. This one is super interesting, and I'm gonna see where you go with this one.
Okay.
Jack Nicholson didn't find out his mother was his mother until she died. He thought it was his sister. So here we go.
Story goes that she was 17 years old when she had him, and her parents said, you're too young to have a kid, and she agreed. They said, we'll raise Jack like he's our own, and we'll tell Jack that you are his older sister. And so he lived his whole life thinking that his older sister was a sister, when in fact his older sister was actually his mum. And it wasn't until he was recording a documentary about his life that they were going through records, and he found out actually his mum.
Or how would you feel about that? I wouldn't know how I feel about that. I know.
I feel like for me, it would... I don't know if it would mess me up. I think it'd just be like a whoa situation. But I think when you actually break it down in your head, I mean, you already love your sister. And so you're probably thinking, I can kind of understand where you were at in life. Like at 17 years old, you just didn't feel ready to raise a child. The fact that I still had a great upbringing with your parents and they loved me like I was their own son, then I guess I wouldn't be as messed up.
All right, Dom, what do you think about that?
And that's straight out of a Tyler Perry film, literally. That's literally that movie with Lil Bow Wow. Okay. Okay, so I can tell you how I found out that my mom died. Like that Lucretia was my mom. Like was my
hold on, so you hold on. So you had this is similar to your story?
It's not similar, so y'all, my mom passed away when I was 6 months. And I never shared this with my mom, actually. So I was 6 months when my mom passed away, and my aunt, my mother's sister, raised my big sister Janelle and I. And like my mom had a picture of my birth mom frame, and I think even at one point, I think her obituary was also framed. But I'm a kid, I can't read. Mm-hmm. But I know this person like looks like me in this picture, and I don't really understand who this person is, because it was never talked about. I was never legally adopted by my aunt. My dad is my biological father. He just lived like a few minutes away from us. And how it came out, my maternal grandmother, I guess, got mad at Lucretia for something. And she said to me, like at her house, and that's not your mother. And she said, that's your mother, like pointing to a picture, which was my mom, my birth mom. So that's how I found out.
Podcast, we definitely discuss healing. We discuss aspects of psychology. We discuss you becoming the best you, mental wellness,
for sure,
health,
femininity, parenthood, dating,
definitely dating,
single parents. And it's from a lens of two psychologists,
Yeah.
So,
but also two people who grew up like with both parents, married parents, and then like you all know that Chloe and I are the youngest of our crews, like her siblings and my siblings. So so it's from that perspective.
Yeah, looking at life through that lens. Yeah. So you're gonna get a whole lot of things from us. From us being women, going through life as parents, and all of these awesome attributes. But yes, womanology, the study of women.
The study of women.
Oh, and how old were you?
I was like a little kid, and I never said anything because I didn't. Kids, we don't want to ruffle people's feathers, but but we're more intelligent. But I knew that was gonna start some shit, and so I never said anything. But also when me and my granny, like when we all got in that fight when I got older, I really kind of didn't feel bad for putting hands on her because like, you know what I mean? But it was like, I never told my mom that. And I think in the last few years, I finally told Janelle, because like, I think Janelle thought that I thought that like, maybe I'm like something happened, like maybe during birth or whatever. I was like, no, I didn't think that. I never thought that. And I said, well, this is.
So no one ever in this straight told you just figured it out.
Yeah, no, well, I was straight told in an ignorant way because she was mad at.
But like your dad,
nobody ever said anything to me.
So your dad just how did your dad just one day was just like, he just figured out you just knew? Like, I'm just trying to figure out, like,
I'm gonna assume that he was under the impression that maybe Lucretia had a conversation with us.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So like, and I'm saying names to not confuse y'all. Like my mom's name is Jennifer. Like my birth mama name is Jennifer, but my Lucretia is my mama. Like that's who raised me. So I call her, that's mom. So my mom, like we don't really talk about it. Like I think she talks about it more with Janelle than me. And I actually mentioned that to Janelle the other day. No one really says anything to me, about it. And I don't know why it's different. And my sister said, maybe it's just because you look just like mom. And so it's just a really big pain point. And I was like, we're family. We all look alike. So, and my face always changes. So it's not like that it's like I look like different iterations of different people. So I don't know. So yeah, I get it, but it's also at some point, I feel like, especially as he had gained a level of like success and notoriety, I think it's kind of fucked up that they didn't tell him. I think it's kind of selfish because now there's something else that you have to talk to your therapist about and unpack, and you can't have that conversation that you want to have. Like one of the things that even now that I'm experiencing at my big age of 38 is understanding a lot of the things that I've been feeling has been a level of grief, and grieving my mom's passing, grieving what was it, what could have been. So that's a whole nother psychological issue that you have to deal with. Like what I want, how old was he when this happened? Because they're saying that a reporter actually told him. Like it wasn't, his family never told him. It was a reporter that told him.
Yeah. So he didn't.
So how long ago was this? Because that means at this point,
I'm looking it up now. It was in 1974. Time magazine researchers learned and informed Nicholson that his sister June was actually his mother, and his other sister Lorraine was really his aunt. By the time both his mother and grandmother had died in 1963 and 1970, respectively, on finding out, Nicholson said it was a pretty dramatic event, but it wasn't what I'd call traumatizing. I was pretty well psychologically formed. So his mom died in 63. His mom died 11 years before he found out.
Damn. Like, I wonder what happened, because that's still, she was still fairly young.
Yeah, because he was born in 37. So he was 20. Well, he was 40. No, 26. 36 when this article came out in Time. So
that means he was in his 20s, early 20s when she passed away.
Yeah.
Damn.
Which means she was only 37.
Yeah, my mom passed, she was 32.
Yeah.
Yeah. It just be crazy because like you that's what I'm saying. Like it's like losing a parent like that so young. It's like it also kind of gives you a layer of anxiety. But yeah, I told my sister, I said, yo, man, let me tell you right now, I gotta go before you. I think I'd have a nervous breakdown. She was like, what? I was like, I'm just telling you. I was like,
oh, his mom died of cancer.
Oh shit. Oh yeah, different. Yeah. And so I told her, his
birth mother died of cancer.
Yeah. And then I told her, I said, she's like, well, hopefully that won't be for a long time. And when I say like, we're a long time, I don't mean like in our 60s. I mean like we in our 80s. I'm like, okay, but still. So yeah. I was like, I think you would recover better than me. And I mean, and I know how to compartmentalize, but then it'll be like 10 years later, then I'm like having a moment. So yeah. But anyway,
real, man. I was on. Do you remember? I don't know if they do it anymore. I don't know if it's still a trend. But those those TikTok stories that go on for like 55 days and stuff with like part 39. You know, when I found out my man was cheating. You know, one of them things. Remember those were popular a year or two ago. I don't think they are popular as much now, right?
Oh no, okay. I don't know if it's
popular. I just haven't been coming in my.
I don't know. There's supposed to be another story like on TikTok. Nigga, listen. Who sent me this? Tahir sent me a video, and it's this boy in New York, and I'm gonna send you the page, but it's about this apartment that he moved into. It was like him and some people, and it was like a 5-bedroom, so it was 5 people. Yep. And it's a crazy story. So
is it like haunted or something? Is it haunted or something?
So it's not haunted. So it's 4 dudes, 1 girl, 1 dude is MIA. He paid the deposit, MIA. They don't know where he is. The girl is crazy, and homeboy already peeped that. Oh, she's trying to do some squatters' right type shit. Like from how she even paid the deposit. It's so good. So he got all these different parts.
Send me that.
I'm gonna send you that. That one's good.
I actually deep dive into one. It was a similar story with the guy. His mom had 2 kids, and he thought it was his parents. He didn't find out till he was like in his 30s, and his mom kept denying it. And they even did a paternity test on it, and that's how he found out. Like his mom kept denying it because his grandparents had passed. That he thought was his parents.
Oh shit.
And so his mom was like, no, I am your sister or whatever or whatnot. And was like, and then he ended up taking a DNA, not from her, but from his brother that she had that she had later on. That was like maybe like 10 years younger than him. And then they found out they didn't have the same, they weren't biologic, like they basically found out that they are biologically linked by a mother maternally.
Yeah. Okay. Wow.
Yeah, it was ill. That one was an ill one, man. And he ended up finding his real dad because he finally got her to break down and like tell her who it was. And the dude was like a dude like that, like a LA dude that would kick it on the beach. He ain't never had no kids. He just living, you know, and like a doctor and stuff. Like, and this dude, because he hit him up on Facebook and he was like, yeah, I remember her from back in the day, but I don't know. Like, you sure? Like, I ain't got no kids. And he said his dad has been like, it took him a while to kind of, you know, like really they did a DNA test. And he was like, he said his dad's been good to him since then. But he was at first, he was like, I didn't want
what happened to my uncle. Well, okay. Since we spilling tea in business, but listen, let me tell you, I maybe my calling is to be a writer for real. So I have an uncle. And my uncle, and he married my aunt on my paternal side. So I'm my Uncle Craig. This is crazy. My Uncle Craig is really good friends with Risha and Will dad, by the way. They like grew up together.
Right, and they got a story similar to that too.
So
they found their oldest brothers recently, like 4 or 5 years ago.
Damn. Okay, so get this. So my Uncle Craig, in his free time, is really into the genealogy thing.
He's my ancestry.com and plugging in people.
Yes, so that's what happened. So I knew I could confirm that 2 of my grandma's kids were 4 siblings. And I knew it was my dad and my aunt Nisi. So from there, I always said that my Uncle Craig and my Aunt Neen looked just alike. Now, growing up, people, if I went out with my uncle, they would think that I was my uncle's kid.
Okay.
So, and I was like, I guess I look like, I'm like, but whatever. But again, I have moments where I look like different family members. I can show y'all. Janelle always look the same. Me, not so much.
Janelle, you do look different in different times. But Janelle does look exactly the same all the time.
Yeah. So, so when they started to, do the DNA test, because he was trying to find my Aunt Margie's father. And my Aunt Sharon that passed away, like spent like a lot of money trying to find her father. I don't know if she ever had the conversation with my grandma or not, or maybe my grandma just was just hot in these streets. I don't know. But I know my grandma.
Did they ever find him?
No. And then he never found my Aunt Margie's father. So, but I always felt like Margie and Sharon were full siblings. We'll never know because like my Aunt Sharon passed away a couple years ago. So, but they looked pretty much just alike. So they were like groups of them. And Uncle Craig, my grandma told him when he finally got it out of my grandma, she said that this other man was his daddy. So fortunately the man was alive. So he went and knocked on the door. The guy was kind of like apprehensive, like, no, I don't think you're one of my kids. But they never did a DNA test. And he just ultimately ended up accepting my uncle as his kid. He went to the funeral. Everything was in the obituary. Nigga, that wasn't his daddy. Nigga, that's my whole full-on uncle. That is my daddy's full sibling. They found out doing the DNA ancestry stuff. Now, plot twist. Then my father's dad had just like passed when they found all of this information.
Oh, but he wasn't raised by your dad's dad?
No, like my dad wasn't. They didn't have a relationship with his dad at all. Like at all. Like there had been rumors that he had other children or whatever. But yeah, so come to find out that my dad's father had 4 kids with my grandma, and none of them.
But he claimed, but they only claimed it was 1.
No, they only claimed that it was 2.
So 2. It was the 2 additional ones that were like, nah, those ain't yours.
So it was the 2 additional that was like, yeah, that's yours. But he never. I mean, he was dead now. Yeah. So like my uncle and my aunt that I said that I always thought they were 4 siblings. Yep. They really are. And then my other aunt and my dad, they're 4 siblings. And my aunt Ning was like, they was always trying to say that me and Wayne, my other uncle, had the same dad. And she's like, and I knew looking at him and his height and everything and the things that he would do, we wasn't 4 siblings. But yeah, so then we found our other family and connected with them. Like, so they met their other siblings, all of that. And then yeah, it was like just a crazy, wild thing that happened.
Do you think that could happen? Can that happen now in modern times, you think?
Yes and no. Because
we probably the 80s, like our age group, if you were born in the 80s, maybe early 90s, that's probably the last times that you could get away with that, is what I'm saying. Like get away with the Jack Nicholson, your father's situation.
I would say that it's probably possible if a person probably isn't as heavy in social media. I think if it's a person that's kind of more low key, and even if they are on social media, sometimes people move away. Sometimes people keep secrets. Like I know a couple guys
having kids on the low and don't even.
And I know that even in this day and age, like I know a guy that found out that he had like an 8-year-old kid. That kid is much older now, but at that time the kid was like 7 or 8 and was having issues at school, and it all stemmed around, why don't I have a dad, or why don't I know my dad? And then the girl finally reached out to him and told him.
Was it a reason why? Like I always want to know, like, what is the reason why?
I guess they just broke up, and maybe it was a bad breakup. But then he turned around and like married her, like some year, like it was. Oh, we'll take it offline.
Oh,
it will. But which you've had people like kind of come out the woodwork. Sometimes I think people don't really know how to navigate those spaces, especially if it was something where we really didn't, especially if I can see if it's somebody that we really was just kind of kicking it and didn't have a relationship with. Yeah. And then you ended up,
But I'm saying, like, if you know the person like a good person and like they'll be like, why wouldn't you I'm just thinking, are you like, are you doing it only because you don't think that person would be a good father? Or I'm just trying to wonder the psychology of why.
Oh, it's weird because I remember
maybe when you're younger, I can see when you're younger, like, oh, I don't even want to mess with him. He in medical school. I ain't trying to.
Yeah, I think
But I'm
because you
talking
remember
about like
that,
when you're a
that
grown
even
woman.
happened. You know that happened to Serge Ibaka.
What do you mean?
Yeah, Serge Ibaka didn't know that he had that kid when he was dating Carrie Hilson, and so when it came out, his family didn't like they paid the girl off or whatever
What?
and gave her some money, but because he was going to the league and all this stuff, he was seeing some girl ended up getting her pregnant, and then he found out that girl was like maybe 10 years old when he found out that he had a daughter.
Their first Father's Day at 11.
Oh, it was, she was 11. I knew she was
Yeah.
like 10 or 11. Yeah.
Yeah, and that was in 2017. So
Mhm.
she in college now.
Yeah. So but it was his
This
parents.
was back in the Congo or wherever he's from, right?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's
So
okay.
his family didn't want to fuck shit up. It was like we'll take care of her, and they took care of her, and eventually told him.
Oh, he brought her over to the States too. It looked like.
Mm-hmm.
Because
he had her around when he was dating Carrie.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, she was hooping. She was hooping. Obviously, I mean, your daddy is that tall. I'm assuming you're gonna be tall too.
Yeah. So I mean, it's possible, but it's just like I feel like it's just tricky because I remember even kind of saying, if I had ended up pregnant by the person I'm seeing, and like it's kind of been like hot and cold if the kids would be at the situation, and I was like, I would probably change my number and just stop talking to him.
Yeah.
And change my number and like maybe even move away and just have my kid. Just because I'm much older, but then later down the line, maybe say something. And I know people are like, oh, that's kind of messed up. And I'm like, no, like, I don't want to disrupt your ebb and flow of everything. Like whatever you got going on or whatever.
So okay, I get it. But I mean,
it's weird. It's
but you're taking away from somebody's opportunity to be a father.
But that's what you for. That's what Jeff is for. Like I have my village, so I know my kid will be okay. And
but you still
I know, but it's tough. It's tough. You don't know. Like it's really like those are things that I think about, and then it's like, and somebody on comments are like, well, you might not need to be with that person. You shut the fuck up, okay? Listen, mind your business, Craig. But I don't know. Like you said, like if something is happening and this just happens, I might just don't even worry about it. Just do you.
This is an interesting comment. I didn't know it was gonna get this interesting about this with
Me
Jack
neither.
Yeah, but
sorry, I don't know. I don't know. This is just me.
Yeah, no. I understand what you're saying. I'm just saying, like, I just was like, man, like, damn, like, how would me making that person feel, Well, let's keep a feel good stories going on. Let's jump into this right here. Maia Campbell is back.
Hey everybody. Thanks for checking in and wondering if I'm okay. I'm doing great. I just wanted you to know that everybody keeps asking me what do I want to do with my career. And honestly, I could say that I really want to get in touch with Tyler Perry and have him produce my mother's book, 72 Hour Hold. It was a monumental book for me. It was a New York Times bestseller. And July is Mental Health Awareness Month. So I'm still on that campaign. Keep me up in prayer. Thank you for praying for me. And I'm going to do my best to make you guys happy. I'll see you soon. Bye.
Oh, that warms my heart.
Yeah, man. Like she has been through it, boy.
Man, and when we say life be life,
yeah, and I mean she has mental. Like I mean, I think it's like, and people I know before at one point people was trying to clown her and things like that, but that's not cool because she literally, I believe, has schizophrenia. I believe,
yeah,
correct? Like it ain't no like it ain't no like Kanye where it's like, oh, I think he do. No, she literally was diagnosed. And I think that book 72 Hour Hold is about her, how you put someone. Yeah. So the book is, I'm leaving the description here. Trina is an 18-year-old that suffers from bipolar schizophrenia disorder, making her paranoid, wild, and violent. So this book is based on Maia Campbell. It's 2006 too. And like they said, like, I mean, man, I remember that. I've seen a couple of videos. I know the one that big blew up. When was that? Was that maybe mid 2000s, late 2000s, where like they had some dudes up in the hood, like had her up in the crib trying to get her to give head and all kind of crazy shit, like drugs and shit. And then it was one that was like, was it during the pandemic where she was at the gas station and somebody was filming her? Yeah. And it was like, I'm like, oh man, I get it. And maybe, you know what? Maybe it's different for some people, man, but like there are certain people, particularly like Maia Campbell.
The I Only Listen to 90s Music podcast is a show for 80s babies who were 90s kids. If you were a No Limit soldier, then this is your show. If you believe that Cash Money is not an army, but was a Navy, this is the show for you. If you and your friends ever tried to sing a song written by Escape, In Vogue, Shy, or Boyz II Men at a talent show during middle school, this is your show. The I Only Listen to 90s Music podcast is a bunch of 80s babies talking about all the songs and things that we loved when we were kids and teenagers. So if you went to the skating rink and you were at a lock-in, this is the show for you. If you think that Tevin Campbell was the original Prince of R&B, this is the show for you. If you don't understand the conflict between Monica and Brandy, but you're kind of on Monica's side and understand why Brandy got punched, this is the show for you. Make sure that you tune in, subscribe, click the little subscribe link. We're here. We're going to talk about all things 90s music. This is the show for you.
We're a part of this, and then she's my age, so it was a staple of like another person that was coming up doing a thing. Those black teenage hot throb stars. You put her in there. You throw in Brandon Adams. You throw in Bumper Robinson. You throw in Tatiana Ali. You said who?
I said never mind. Keep it going.
Tomorrow, Bumper Robinson.
Yeah.
Was it Clarence So Fine? They called him Clarence So Fine.
Man, listen, Bumper he still is a nice looking young man.
Yeah, I mean, just not even just him, Dion Richmond and Merlin Santana and all these kids that were brought up in the game, but then they were able to mature. But then life kept lifing on them. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, we lost Lamont Bentley, we lost Merlin Santana to death, both of them to death. You know, which is a crazy thing. If you go into the Merlin Santana thing, it affected Brandon Adams, and his career never kept going because of all the being right next to your boy and him getting shot in the head, and it threw him off. So it's, and maybe that's me. That's have a place in my heart for those cats and those Keisha Knight Pulliam, all those people that were, you know, showing us that different depths of blackness. Yeah, particularly younger black kids, of showing the different depths of. So I'm always gonna have a special place for Maia Campbell because she was fine too, you know, back in the day as well. But I'm glad to see her doing that now. Do you think TP gonna do it? Because it's interesting. Somebody got her to do this because it put TP on the clock.
I tried to watch Duplicity again today, and I just turned it off. I said,
when are we gonna do the review for?
Listen, nigga, I turned it off. I said I can't do this. I couldn't do it. I couldn't do it. I literally said aloud, and I meant to text you this morning and say I tried again. I couldn't do it, and I turned Arthur on, and I've been watching Arthur all day. Like, I just want to be so in the moment and happy. And I don't know, like, I've been watching The Handmaid's Tale, and I finally caught up to season 6.
I couldn't get through season 1, man. It was just too
much. I didn't realize, like last week, I called to hear, I was like, I'm kind of sad. Like, I felt heavy, and I didn't know why.
Because that show is heavy. That
show is so heavy, and then also the parallels to now. So I think I'm gonna take a break and let some
Did
more.
they start shooting people back yet on Hands May Tell? Like, I just need to know. Like, are these women still gonna fight back?
Yeah.
Okay,
It's so good. It's so well. It's so good. It's
maybe
so.
I need to go back at some point.
But I had to take a break. I'm gonna have to take a break for a while just for my mental health sake. So I'll binge the rest. But yeah, and I was seeing Keisha Knight a lot because I watched this show called Married at First Sight. And so she is the host of the after party.
With her husband too, right?
Some episodes he'll pop in and out. But man, like it's just really weird. And those, I think we saw a lot of ourselves because like even still at our big age, as common as it is now to see us on the screen, it's still not common. And so seeing, especially growing up with people, so you feel like then they feel familiar to you. So yeah, like it's just a strange. That's a strange thing. Like even when Chadwick passed away, I remember being sad, like my motherfucking brother died, like my cousin died, because we was like, dang, he was so young, and he felt so close. And I know social media has a way of doing that, like
the way they did him with the whole thing of like, is he on drugs? Or what's going on with him?
And same thing even with Virgil. So you feel connected to these people because these people are able to share their.
Virgil. I can't get with that one.
Okay, well, I say,
you know why I couldn't.
Well, as a person that is into fashion, that one of the top fashion houses never had been headed by a Black person, and the majority of these fashion houses have not. He was an icon.
Look at him.
And I know what you think. I know. And honestly, I was shocked at that because I thought it was something else.
Yeah.
So, but just icon. He was still an icon in his.
Yes, I agree.
Yes. So, so when we lose people, it's just like, damn, man.
We shouldn't be just talking about people until we know what they're going through, and not exploiting like the Maia Campbell thing with them 2 sets to do the first. I might have been 3 videos even, man. Like, cause I remember one where she was sitting outside a car even, and like people was like, it was just like I felt like it was a stuff coming out back to back every couple of years about her.
Yeah, people. I think we have.
She went on Ivana at one point. She was cleaned up, but then we saw that video during the pandemic.
It's like she kind of realized. But I think that there are certain things that can no longer be taboo and hush hush in our community. And mental health is one of them. I have a friend that suffers from schizophrenia. I have friends that are bipolar. I have friends that are depressed. I've experienced depression. I've been anxious. I've been on that lorazepam like motherfucking Catherine on White Lotus. But for me, I was like, okay, maybe this dose is too high, but I was like, okay, I had like some suicidal ideations, and I was like, okay, whatever this is, I definitely can't rest here. So let me not do this and get off of this. So, mental health is,
man,
it's still a thing of where we're like, oh, we're gonna pray, honey, and it'll go. No, that's not like. We are setting our people up for failure, especially like, we talk about kids and, autism, and they try to blame it on vaccines. I'm not that girl. I'm like, you threw a tablet, you threw a phone, you did this. You're not teaching your kid to read. You're not engaging with your kid. Like, you have to raise your kid. You cannot let these devices raise your kids. And one of the key things is like when you talk to people like that, kind of work in that realm, depending on the level of where they fall on the spectrum, they'll all tell you the first thing is take the tablets away from your kid. Take the phone, take the tablet away. So we are overstimulating our kids, and so their brains are not like they're over, going kind of haywire, and it takes them like certain things that they should know. It takes them a little longer to get it, because of that. So we have to take it seriously and really be hands-on with our kids, hands-on with our community. If you seeing something and maybe you don't, I'm not saying stage of intervention, but if you know something off about your friend and you seeing certain things and certain patterns, talk to them about it. It's hard, but talk to them. Other thing too, I did a post today about, you know, if your daughter gotta put clothes on, like I change her clothes, and when her uncle come over, he don't need to come over. We need to talk about things like that. Maybe he should be in jail. You know, I'm not saying, I mean, it's one thing for you to say, hey, we got company coming over, get out your pajamas, put on some regular clothes, but the regular clothes ain't, well, then what's wrong with that motherfucker?
Yeah.
Let kids be kids.
Yeah. So
yeah.
Yeah, but shout out to you. I'm interested to see.
We rooting for you, girl.
Yeah.
But if Tyler Perry, if you're gonna do it right.
Well, it ain't gonna be right. I mean, but
Okay.
I just want to see her back doing something. Look, it ain't gonna be right. We know that. We've got too much evidence. We got too much evidence to show.
You got Billy.
Yeah, right. Hopefully somebody like Packer or somebody be like, hold on, let me get in
right. You got Billy Woodruff. We got Ryan Coogler. We got Ryan Coogler that with his very Bay accent. Can't wait to see, dude. Nigga, I can't wait to see Sinners.
Me too.
I'm going to
look. Sidebar, man. Ryan Coogler may be my favorite person in the world, like that. I don't know.
Okay.
Because he's intelligent, but he ain't trying to code switch for none of y'all motherfuckers.
I love it. His accent a little too thick for me, and I'm just like, you know what? I was like, this is like, I have to get used to it, and I should be used to it being in California. But I was like, this is like somebody that got that really thick Louisiana accent or whatever. So I gotta get used to it. But I love seeing him. And I mean, they going hard on the promotion. Like I was like trying to figure out, I was like, how do I get a ticket? Like, how do I go to advanced screening? And then Johnny was like, we just gotta put you out there. We gotta keep pushing. So they calling you. They calling. I'm like, you right.
Hey, that's real. That's real though.
So yeah, I'm so excited.
I'm excited for it. I'm excited for it. All right, let's go into this little discussion on Chinese goods now. Since we having tariffs and stuff, now I guess supposedly China has come out saying that all the goods from that are luxury designers, your Gucci's, your Fendi's, all your European Italian brands are basically all in Europe. So let's shout out to this TikToker. His name is Nathan Ramos Spark. If y'all want to check him out, but let's just go into it.
Chinese takedown of luxury goods is wild right now because luxury goods are a huge source of soft power for the West. Soft power is power through things like culture, music, even language. Like US TV shows, that's a form of soft power because it makes the US aspirational and desirable in some ways. So with luxury brands, Fendi, Prada, Gucci, these Birkins, it creates this aspiration for the West, or aspiration to be European in a way, showing that Europe is this gold standard of quality. But when China's revealing that 80% of anything you buy that's Gucci is made in China, that over 60% of anything that you buy from Prada is made in China, that the only difference is that they send it over to Europe and then they stitch on a made in France or made in Italy little label. It's the ultimate pulling the curtain on the wizard in The Wizard of Oz and showing that there actually is no real magic and power in the person who's controlling Oz. I think it's going to be really interesting because there is such a stigma of something that's made in China. There's this perception of lesser quality in the West, but when you reverse that paradigm, when you show that all these goods that you thought were better because they came from Italy or France or wherever, when actually, in actuality, it comes from China, you're forcing consumers to reckon with why they make choices. So if consumers are going to start questioning the perceived and realize that.
Hold on.
Wait, you can pause.
Yeah. Okay. Go ahead.
So this is slightly different from the video that I saw. Because the video that I saw actually had the guy in the warehouse looking at the bags, talking about, hey, this leather, this is the hardware, this zipper is this, versus he's like, this is how much this zipper costs, to produce, breaking down even the cost of what it costs to make a bag, which I actually follow a page on Instagram like that anyway, where like stuff will come across a cobbler and they'll, take it apart and tell you how much it really costs to produce this bag.
Damn.
So working in luxury retail, you know a lot of this. So I remember selling a pair of shoes to a guy when I worked at Nordstrom. It was a pair of Prada sneakers. They were made in Vietnam. And it said it. And so I was like, oh dang, I don't think they're supposed to say that. But I ain't say nothing. But so that was like my first little inkling. And then when you think about if you read, what was the movie about? It was Lady Gaga, Adam Driver, and they're talking, it's like the history of Gucci. And then
the House of Gucci.
Yeah, House of Gucci. Yes, I was like, oh, it's something with Gucci. I can't remember.
Yeah.
The House of Gucci. So there was this big thing that happened kind of in like I think it was like the 80s, late 80s, where they, knockoffs became like this huge thing. And all these people, all these different brands were having them come through and clean up the one street in New York that was selling the knockoffs. Well, Gucci was like, fuck it, like let them rock it, like whatever it is. At some point, these people will ultimately come to the fashion house and they'll buy it, they'll pay full price, maybe not, or whatever. So they wasn't about to even stop counterfeits from happening, from being pulled off the market, because like they knew the reality. And so when it comes to a lot of this stuff, this is true. A lot of places in Italy and in France, like they don't even have those warehouses anymore. So like, for example, when it comes to a Chanel's tweed suit, the tweed suits, yes, you are paying for the name, but the manufacturing behind it's like one factory left, like in Italy, that can actually create that design that at that high of a quality. So they can overcharge for it. Whereas like you see other people doing like the tweed suits, but you could tell by the detailing that it's not the same. So I thought by now we were all aware that this was happening. So it's just like, happening with the world. And so it's funny because you have like some influencers, they would buy the authentic shoe or bag or, whatever. And then they would buy something on DHgate. Like that's been one of the big things. And for real, like the Black girls have been low key on that shit prior to China even, coming into the conversation and them telling you, like it was a girl that had ordered these Hermes bracelets on DHgate or Amazon. And then the one versus the one that she purchased in store. So the one in store was tarnishing, like they tarnish after a while, versus the other one that is made, that's the knockoff, that is like gold plated, where they're telling you this is gold. And I know things tarnish over time. You have to polish them anyway. But yeah, it was like, no. This one actually, the knockoff is a slightly better quality.
It's really gonna change people's minds. Or these Negroes still gonna be going out here buying Fendi?
I think it was
a lot of label whores out here to just be Balenciaga all across.
Yeah, but I think what people have to understand and what our people have to understand. And I remember getting into an argument with this clown about it, and I think that fashion is what you make it, but fashion isn't about labels. You can mix and match. You can have high low. Like I do a lot of high low, and a lot of the things that I buy that are designer.
What's high low mean for?
So high low. So my shoes might be $1,000, but my outfit I probably paid $100 for it. Or my sunglasses are. I have a big thing for sunglasses, as you can see. These are my little Amazon. You see my little fur. This is like $200 on ASOS. But I just ordered as a gift to myself. I just ordered some Gucci sunglasses. So, but I'm also. So it depends. Like I love Gucci. I love, but I'm not into bags like that. That's new for me. But I think the first designer bag I ever purchased, I have like which I was trying to buy these Louis Vuitton sunglasses in France, but all they had was the display pair, and I don't buy display sunglasses. So, but I ended up, I was like, I guess I'll get like a little Louis clutch or whatever. So I ended up. And this was a freak accident. I ended up getting like a pouch that was kind of like a Russian doll. So you open it, it's a clutch, and then it's another clutch, and then it's like like a car holder. So that's my first bag. Stuff like that. Like I like supporting like Brandon Blackwood, things like that, so he can have my little money. But I like shoes a lot. Like, I come from that world. So that's you mixing high with low pieces. And just like it's a confidence that's there, when it comes to it. And quiet fashion has always, I know we've been talking about that for a while, but quiet fashion has always been a thing. I've never been like super huge on logos. Louis Vuitton, which I always have to remind people, anything that has the logo over it, that is a purse or any sort of belt, it is not leather. It is canvas. So you are it is not leather. So when you get into the pieces that are leather, it is a 2 or a 3 in front of it. Yes, absolutely. So you have to remember that. So I don't know, like I like interesting things. So it just depends, but I'm not shocked at this at all. Like I said, when you work in that world and working for a company that is supposed to be made in LA and knowing that all of that is outsourced to China. And and we have some clients that get nitpicky about that. They're like, oh, I shop at, Neiman's, or I shop at Saks, and this item that I just paid for your company, it doesn't feel the same. It's not luxury. It's made in China. I'm like, yeah, so are those, but it's just a different warehouse and the materials are different.
Honestly, do you think this is not going to change too much? Is it?
I don't think it's going to change too much. I think what will happen is that people that are shopping on DH Gate the prices will go up because you'll see people are more of a demand. And the interesting thing too about knockoffs, like for the most part, what they used to do, sometimes they used to burn a lot of that stuff. So like Louis Vuitton. So like he said, for the stitching or something.
Yep. So
if like a stitch is off,
it's got to go.
They're not selling it. So that could be, you could really be buying an authentic piece, but it is damaged goods. So now they can't, because there's supposed to be like this law, like the industry said they would no longer burn old inventory merchandise like that. So, and I know Burberry got caught up in some mess a few years ago.
They sure did.
They were still burning, but it was because they didn't. Well, what they were afraid of was the merchandise landing in the hands of, a lot of times it's homeless people, people like that. Like, that sounds crazy, but that's the reality. Like, we just had a whole thing where they did like a sub.
What if DOC never got into that car accident? What if Ice Cube didn't leave NWA? What if the Game never leaves G-Unit? What if Teddy Riley never moves to Virginia? What if we got that J. Cole and Kendrick album? What if the RZA would have never had that flood? How would the hip-hop world sound today? Welcome to Hip Hop What Is, the podcast where we dive into the biggest what could have beens in hip-hop history. From iconic album delays to game-changing partnerships that never happened, we have reimagined the culture we love and explore its alternative paths. And you are now at Hip Hop What Ifs.
Category, and they made it a full line brand, and it didn't move units like they wanted it to. And so instead of like even selling a percentage of it to us, like where we could have went through it, they donated millions like of dollars of like inventory to like another country.
Oh wow.
And I was like, yeah,
and wrote it off
yeah,
too.
Yep. So yeah, you know, it I don't think it's really gonna change much, because then like, well, yours is real, yours fake. Like I remember there's a whole special guys on Hulu about this, talking about counterfeits. Like ABC News did a special about it last year or the year before last. So this has been a reoccurring thing. It's just like China is just saying, yeah, this is exactly what it is. And the girl, the influencer she was talking to, she didn't know which was real and which was fake. And she thought the real one was the heavier one, just because the leather felt better. It felt well constructed. And there was actually the bag that was like lighter in weight. That was the authentic bag. So they're getting really, really good at it. And like I said, you got pieces of leather that's being left over, understand, you know, so they're able to generate stuff. So like I told y'all, Louis Vuitton is canvas. And once you paying, they always have told y'all are paying for the name. You are buying into the brand, and that's all.
I didn't even look. Thank you. See, this is what you're here for. This education.
Yeah. No, Nikes cost about $7 to $12 to make. They charge us, you know, $130, $200, $250. And there was these red like Nikes that I wanted, them J's. And I was like, I'm not giving y'all. I couldn't.
I think most people can accept a markup of this, like a couple $100 on something, but not when you like making a bag there for like 50, 100 bucks, and you sold it to me for like 10 grand, $5 grand. Like that's like you're getting ridiculous with the markup.
But see, I couldn't do it on the sneakers because, like, even for the longest time, I really wasn't a fan of Nike, period, because they're not a well-crafted shoe. Like, even as far as working out, you know, like it's not the best shoe.
Some other better brands.
Yeah, I'm like, as far as support goes, the technology breaks down really fast. So now you got issues with your knee. I didn't really even start getting into Nike like that, honestly, until lockdown. Yeah, I'm like, and it might have been right before lockdown, and I bought the blue joints, the Jordans, and had them sign them. And then from there, I was like, oh, these are kind of cute. I like those. And then I wanted the Sakai's, and then I couldn't get the Sakai's. And then somebody got me the Sakai's, and I think they still might be fake, but I just didn't even want to go through it. But whatever, because they got them on GOAT and they smelled it. I'm like, man, I think these fake. But whatever.
All right, let's jump on in. I got a special one for you.
Okay.
I'm just bringing it out on you.
Bring them out. Bring them out.
Y'all know we had to do it. I mean, y'all thought. Yeah, special edition Diddy watch. I'm just gonna put this in here. We're gonna go back to making the band. Just check this out right here. Hold on, y'all.
We had clothes flying, bras, underwear, everything.
You better have on workout gear.
Everybody was just trying to rush and get dressed and get out the house because we didn't know really what to expect.
We back home, man. I don't gotta use the sample. We got the real thing here today. So, Monk, you come up here and help me with this.
Make a promise you'll never go away. Believe me, I am here to stay. I see the best in you and I'm loving you.
Hey, yo, my mom had once tried out for American Idol. I was 8 years old, back home, feeling entitled. Went to school the next day, eyes glimmering with hope. Plotting on the J's I get when she finally blows. Watching MTV Cribs, you know, the spin-off for kids. I just knew when she won, that's just how we would live. Grandma babysitting us, paper plates in the kitchen. I was heartbroken when she didn't make the audition. Next morning filled with gloom, back to regular life.
Right. That was it's a quick one of Diddy Watch. So Cordae's mom was on Making the Band.
Yes, I did see that. I did see that.
I
was so like, well, what the hell happened this weekend? I didn't say.
Nah, it was a little. This is more lighthearted of just like,
yeah,
you know, as Kendrick Lamar on his song. This is what God feel like. Like this is God coming back around for you, where her son is able to, you know what I'm saying. And it's the song she auditioned for. That song is a song she performed for Diddy that he didn't like, and so he just redid it, and that's what you get.
Yeah, that's dope. And it's crazy because sometimes, you know, we get some parents that force dreams and force certain things, you know, on their kids, but he was just like an extension of her. And she planted the seed and he bloomed. And so that's really, really dope to see. Kind of iconic when you really think about it.
It's some ill stuff, right?
Like, yeah, and we like Cordae. We like Cordae.
Yeah, I love Cordae.
Yeah,
man. I love Cordae, man. I mean, I know a lot of younger rap people think they're not necessarily tapped into him as much as they should be to me. But because he ain't doing no food.
They would like to say that, oh, he's too
boring and shit like that.
And he's like I would say kind of along the lines of like you would say like Rhapsody, like a Nick Grant or whatever. They rapping about something.
Like they're real life.
Like real, yeah, exactly. So yeah. Cordae is really dope.
Yeah, that was touching, man, to see him end up doing it. So it wasn't a bad thing at Diddy Watch. It was more of a fun thing.
Look, you know, you got to be careful with Diddy Watch because I was just like, wait, did something just drop and I missed it? Like I didn't get to upload my phone. So.
It was a quick little bite of the Diddy Watch. Nothing crazy with it. This was Ja Rule and 50 Cent are never gonna stop, huh?
I am so over it, but it's been like 30 years. Okay, that was an exaggeration.
No. You're close. No, you're close. It is damn near 30 years. I think 50 Cent got shot around 2000.
Yeah, so there was a lawsuit that happened that my uncle
2000 because he came.
I'm thinking back to this lawsuit that happened. So that was.
I'm going to tell you exactly because 50 Cent did Ghetto Quran. That's what started. That's what got part of it. Ghetto Quran technically came out. Let's see. 2000. It leaked early 2000, 99, 2000. Exactly.
Okay. So
this is when this starts. And y'all got to do your own Googles. We ain't getting into the street stuff.
Right.
Why this beef is going on.
Listen, and y'all know my ass, I don't know too much about that ghetto life. No way. Like rap stuff, listen, it's not even that it's ghetto. Honestly, like I be knowing nigga shit, but anyway, I'm gonna say from my understanding, now I know that there was a case that was brought against Ja Rule simply based on something that 50 Cent said. I do know that to be true. This is back in the day. And anyway, ultimately, it's probably honestly only still a thing because it's 50 Cent is saying something. I feel like if 50 were no longer talking or cracking jokes, I don't think Ja Rule would even trip or say nothing, to be honest. Because at this point, it's like,
but hold on,
what else is there to say?
Okay, I got to go into the street aspect now for a second.
Here we
allegedly, everybody, heavy, strong on allegedly on this. The Murder Inc. guys had him shot 9 times. I
remember you saying that.
The beef with y'all niggas too. So I get it from both sides.
Okay, so how sure are we that it was the Murder Inc. guys?
80%. That it was Supreme McGriff. 80%.
So okay, so is it that?
And Supreme is one of the people that helped fund Murder Inc. And that's their boy. That's got like
so Ja Rule is just guilty by association. Technically, he's.
Well, I mean, he was talking shit about him. He was rolling with them. It's like
but like they had their beef. That's New York stuff. But so technically,
but they end up fighting and shit and stuff like that over the years. So in theory, yes, it is beef by association. Yes.
Yeah.
Ja Rule directly did not do anything to 50
exactly,
Cent, but his boy did. I wouldn't have said what 50 Cent said when he said, "I'm smoking on that Irv Gotti pack" when he passed. I wouldn't have done that. That's a bridge too far for me in general. But I have not been shot 9 times by your friend either. So I don't know how I would feel when one of them other cats passes away. So I can't speak on that. I'm just hoping I wouldn't be able to be like that. But I know I'm a petty little guy too, though. So I may be on this. Maybe I don't say it publicly, but I might be at my boys like smoking on them niggas, like and texting my friends, laughing or some shit. Because these niggas try to kill me.
Yeah, I'm with you. There's certain things I'm just not gonna say publicly, but also I feel like sometimes 50 Cent will throw them stones and hide his hand a little bit, and he also knows that he's not gonna go outside without security. So you're gonna talk all that rah and say that, but you're not gonna come outside without security. And I'm not saying that he shouldn't. I'm just saying the reality of it. So how gangster are you for real if you not gonna walk down the street just as 50 Cent, like as yourself, as Curtis?
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying.
I know he's a troll and all that stuff, but in this situation, I get both sides though. I get the one being like, damn man, can you at least let the brother pass and not be talking? And I get Ja Rule being upset, like, dude, you talking about man's he passed away, and you talking about you smoking in a pack-in. So I get it from that. Also get it from 50. Y'all niggas try to kill me.
Right. Yeah, I mean, I get it, but it's just I don't know why or how 50 Cent gets the pass that he gets for his behavior. And we talk about
he started out as a troll
because and we talk about mental illness. He might need to get checked out.
No. He's very, very. I would say if anything, he's more cunning and he's more diabolical and cunning, but not necessarily. I wouldn't say he knows what the fuck he doing.
I guess. I mean, at some point, it's just like, okay, you need to go talk to somebody about this. You need to let it go.
Yeah, now he may need to do that. He may need to do that. Yes.
Yeah, I'm like, because some of the stuff, I'm like, yo, like it's been a long time. Let it go. Like, why you still got that hate in your heart? Your heart black.
Hey, I'm just saying.
Cool.
All right, let's like my last thing on the docket here, man. Hey, man, can y'all stop with these Mount Rushmores y'all doing and stuff? Because we need to do some consultations and stuff. Because this last one I saw was egregious. We will be talking about the white boy Mount Rushmore on Islanders in the 90s music. That will be discussed there. But I want to discuss here with you this Mount Rushmore of female rappers. I'm gonna pull this up. I'm gonna put on the screen for our listeners that are watching. You can see it coming up in a second. I'm gonna share my screen here right quick. Now, this is supposed to be the female Mount Rushmore of current rappers right now. Nicki Minaj. The second one's Glorilla. I'm correct, right?
Yes, that's Glorilla,
Cardi, and Meg.
Listen,
2 of those don't belong on here.
I'm gonna say you're gonna say Glorilla and Cardi B.
Nope.
Who are you going? Don't wait. You're gonna shock me. Go ahead.
Nicki and Cardi don't deserve to be on here.
Okay, so
they said current. They ain't came out with no dope shit in about 4 or 5 years, either one of them.
Yeah, okay. I would maybe.
I would add in Lotto.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. I would maybe add in Lotto
and Rhapsody.
Okay.
I'm saying that the two sides there, they are living off of the fact that they dropped dope stuff 5-6 years ago.
Yeah, Cardi has had an interesting because like she's like the queen of features, so I think that's how she landed on here. She's currently pulling Hey Boo Boo, currently pulling a Lauryn Hill and riding that first album to the wheels fall off.
And look, and people know how I feel about that Cardi album winning Grammy. I still think it's in the top 3 of worst rap album of the year selections. I have others though too. If you want me to go through,
but I would
tell
say
me Nas King's Disease 1 loses the Cardi B.
Well, that's a main. We already know how the Academy works. That's a mainstream thing, right?
But I'm saying, and it's so much that, and what Partisan Fontaine ain't around her no more. Wasn't he writing her stuff?
I don't know.
Ex-boyfriend, y'all.
Right? Yeah. I don't know. Well, I don't know if Party.
I thought he wrote most of that stuff on that album.
Okay, I thought it was like some girl, but I don't know. But whatever. So, but here's the thing is that Cardi has never not been honest about, I have writers, blah, 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 and I want to be a better writer. So she's been very vocal about that. And I think that's kind of, maybe she was too honest, which is why we really haven't gotten a second project or whatever. She also has like a lot of shit happening, but it's like, I don't know. And people give Megan a lot of grief. I enjoy Megan. Every time I see Megan, I think of her mixtape Reeler, that first track.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not gonna say it because the kid is right there. But
no, you can't. She went back upstairs. Okay.
She say, nigga, I don't want to talk. Meet me at the bank. Show me what you really about. And I was like, oh yeah, bitch, yeah. Or she said, if they say I ain't the baddest, then the motherfuckers lie. How you riding on a nigga who be asking for a ride? And I was like, ooh. So I love Glow. And I think what I love about Glow is her grittiness. And I like that she's not changing the way she speaks or anything. She's not softening her wrapping up. But
pause real quick. So Partisan Fontaine wrote Bodak Yellow, I Like It, Wild Side, and WAP and Up for her. So he wrote a lot of these fucking hits.
Yeah. Okay.
But I'm just saying that Nicki is one of the best rappers of all time. You're talking about through history. But she is not one of the top rappers right now currently. There's so many other good rappers, people that are putting dope stuff out that are consistently doing better than her right now.
Yeah.
And Cardi didn't drop nothing in 8 years.
Yeah,
8
I get
years.
what you're saying. I don't
8 years, y'all. 8 years. They letting Cardi ride for 8 years. She's a personality at this point. She's not a rapper, man. Let's keep it real.
And that's okay. Get your bounty. She did.
But we can do this Mount Rushmore of current rappers.
Yeah, like I said, I think it's more so. I think they put her on there because she's still at the moment, even though she doesn't have her own solo project. It is that she's literally riding the wave of being like, you want to call Cardi for this feature. And I think that is also what's keeping her relevant with the girlies. Cardi really kind of outside of the beef that she get into with the other girl. It's not, she's like a girl's girl. She's not outside of her and Nicki's beef. You don't really know her to rap beef with anybody like any other rapper.
She gets along with other girls. Nicki don't get along with no other girls.
Yeah. So I mean, she be having legal issues. She be, she's very reactive in the club still.
Mm-hmm.
But she just I think that's how they put her up there. But like you said, I would put Lotto definitely up there. I love Lotto.
Mm-hmm. Lotto can fucking rap. She can fucking rap.
I would put Oh, I'm trying to think of who else.
You got to put Rhapsody on there, man. She's been nominated 2 times in a row for Grammys, man.
Yeah, but I think they're looking at it more from the spectrum of like who's popular. Like no. When I say popular, let me rephrase that. Heavily mainstream.
Right, so I get that. But if you want to have a complete Mount Rushmore, you can have a little bit of both and have a mixture of both. I get that.
Well, follow me about you're gonna hate what I'm gonna say.
Oh, you're gonna say some bullshit. Go ahead.
You putting Doja Cat up there. Somebody got to go. No. I know she was showing feet.
Thank you very much for coming in here.
That's fine. She was showing feet in the chat room. I know, but
ain't no. Look here, won't allow it.
Okay.
Look, if I see one, I'm reporting. I ain't never been a snitch reporting. I'm reporting everyone if I see it Mount Rushmore Doja Cat on there.
Okay.
I'm reporting it.
All right.
If you want your page reported, forward it to me. If you doing that, I'm reporting you and saying it's offensive.
Okay.
She's offensive.
Okay. Okay, so before we head out, I would say, okay, so for the fellas, like current rap wise, it doesn't matter who it is for you, for like the current guys.
Yeah, I want to take out the big 3. You got to take out the big 3 in this conversation.
No. That's what okay. So no big 3. Okay, yep. Continue.
Yep. Right now. Well, see, I'm trying. I'm gonna stop trying to call the YNs because I've heard somebody say some dope stuff about us not calling them YNs no more. So I'm not trying to. I'm not a younger gentleman. So a lot of my I guess if I go off of just who I know is popular, Playboy Cardi. This wouldn't be for me though. This Playboy Cardi. I would say
it's for you.
Oh, for me.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Hold on.
Oh, see, okay. He don't have nobody. We're going to end the episode.
No, I do. No. I'm gonna go Larry June.
Okay. I will go Larry June.
Low key D Smoke.
Okay.
And D Smoke's not young, but he's a younger artist.
He's current.
Come on. I like Cordae too. We just talked about, and my last one is Freddie Gibbs.
Okay. I like that.
Freddie Gibbs.
Okay.
Freddie Gibbs. Yeah. Those are my mind for my and some of these guys are not young.
I'm Doja. They sleep. Yeah, we part of Just Posted Podcast, man. The best show on this network. Come on, check, girl.
Seriously, man. Just Posted. It's just me and Doja sitting back talking about what the fuck going on in the world and the streets.
We said labor of love. He said labor of love. I didn't say that shit. Shout out to you know what I'm saying, everybody coming to watch though, man. We really appreciate y'all. Holla at y'all later.
Hey man, this nigga just tall for no reason.
Gone.
And he do regular jobs. Don't forget that.
Y'all, but I'm just saying their careers didn't pick up till later on being younger, so that's why I put them on the younger list.
Who's your honorable mentions? Do you have any honorable mentions?
I got a group, Coast Contra is a group.
Okay.
Shout out to Coast Contra. That's Tidra Moses' sons.
Okay.
Her twin sons are in the group.
Oh, I didn't know she had twin sons.
Yep, by another rapper that is a dope rapper from the 90s, Roscos, is her baby daddy.
Okay. I just think it's crazy that his song. Oh my God, how did I just throw a blank?
About Be Your Girl?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I can't believe that was written about Nas. And like, has Nas ever said anything like?
Well, she technically said it wasn't Nas himself, it was his character in Belly.
Oh, okay. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, she cleaned it up. I don't know what that means, you know. I'm just trying to see if there's any. Oh, Jason Martin, Problem. I'm taking off somebody. I'm going to take off my young Mount Rushmore cats I mess with. I'm going to take off Cordae. I'm sorry, I'm going to take off Cordae, and I'm putting Problem in. There we go. And I love Cordae, but I'm a way more in the Problem.
Problem from out here?
Yeah.
Wow. I can't believe you listening to.
I love.
Okay, you have shocked me.
No, I fuck with Problem, aka Jason Martin.
Me, I am shocked that you. Okay,
I fuck with him. Like,
okay,
I fuck with him. Yes.
Okay, so wait. Can we do one of R&B singers really quick?
Woo, okay. Yeah.
Okay. Current
you go first.
R&B singers. Okay. So with this, I'm gonna be fair and I'll remove Beyonce, though she is very, very relevant. But I'm gonna
no OGs on here.
Okay,
no
so let's do. I'm gonna do male R&B singers.
Yep.
Mount Rushmore.
Yep. They gotta have come out in the last 5 to 10 years. So let's do it that.
Like, do you or can they just still be relevant?
No, they have to have came out in the last 5 to 10 years.
Oh, okay. So you made
No.
I was thinking Mount Rushmore of vocal ability. I gotta, and then we're gonna have to wrap because my heart definitely got that.
Go. Just run your R&B.
I'm gonna go Lucky Day.
I knew you were gonna say that.
Oh, this is so hard. Okay, so if they, Sir.
Okay, that's a good one. I fuck with both. Those are two that I would actually put on mine.
Okay. This is hard. Kenyon Dixon.
Okay. I've heard of him.
Okay. Duran Bernard.
Okay.
Duran is killing it.
But
if it was vocals,
no, but
it was the span was wider. You know, Mario would have been on there vocally.
But Mario's an OG at this point.
Yeah, you said he OG, I guess. Yes.
So I'm gonna add on there with those two.
I would say Usher as well vocally.
Those first two that you said, I'm with you on those two. My other one is Ella Mine.
Yes. Okay, wait. Sorry. It's apparently it's El Mine.
I knew you was gonna change it up as soon.
No. I'm not changing my list, but I got cussed out about his name the other day at the salon.
Is it Ella Mine?
No, it's not Elman. It's apparently his name is El Mine.
El Mine. Okay. Thank you. Okay, I know that now. Okay. El Mine, and then
before Devin cusses me out at the shop.
Okay, El Mine is his pronunciation.
Yes. That light work. Whoo!
Ella Mine, and then my final one is a toss up between Devin Morrison and October London.
Okay, my dog got the zoomies now. I don't know if you can hear her barking in there. Okay, no, that's fair. I like those. I'm sitting on mine. Let's do
a female one next week. We do a female R&B one next week to make it fair.
Because then I can sit on that.
Yeah.
But now my mind is like,
I got some.
It's so many. I know. Currently, I would say Coco Jones is for sure on my Mount Rushmore.
Mine is too. She's on mine as well.
Because I can't. The Taste song and then that song "You," her album is gonna be so good. I'm looking forward to.
I forgot another person. BJ Chicago Kids. Shit.
But I feel like BJ has been around longer than 10 years.
No, I mean, his first album. I'm telling you, his first album did not drop. I don't think till that was like 2017.
I like his song with JoJo.
Hold on. His first album, I thought was that's because he got the song Pray, Church or whatever.
Okay.
So his first official album dropped 2012. So okay. But then the one that I'm thinking about, I actually was his second album. Damn, it was 2016 in my mind. That's the one I'm thinking about.
Okay.
But I guess he had another release in 2012 before that. So he don't count then.
Yeah, okay. Yay. Because I'm trying to think if it was somebody I could take off. And I'm like, I don't know. Like right now, as far as the guys go, like the guys are for sure killing the game, but it's like the girlies are there too. Cause like I really enjoy Alex Isley.
Alex Isley's on my
Alex might be listen, let me tell you, the Good and Plenty remix with Masay, listen, with Lucky.
Look here, man. Get off my list. Get off my list.
Look,
I want to get Wayne Moore. I want to give a shout to Wayne Moore too.
Are they talking to their daddy again? Because I saw them in that Walmart commercial with their dad. That's like, I wonder if this is just for the commercial.
Yeah, no. Hey, look, they stuff is hot. They got some.
I'll have to check them out. I don't know, like, since B2K broke my heart 20 years ago, it's been hard for me to get into. And it was a group. They had this song called "Easy" that I like. Not Youngstown. I have to send you the song Easy, but that I really like. No, I think no, not In Tune. I don't fucking know, but I'm gonna send it to you. But I don't know, they just kind of disappeared.
No, they just dropped a new song.
Not way more. The group that sing the song.
Okay.
Yeah, he's like, no, they didn't. Listen, I just thought that they not beefing with their daddy right now. I do know that.
Let's cross our fingers.
Yeah, but y'all, thank y'all for tuning in to another amazing episode.
Where can people hit shit up real quick, Dom?
Y'all hit me up on YouTube, Instagram, Whiskey Soured. I just dropped a new episode yesterday, and me and Herb dissect the White Lotus season finale. Such a great episode, such a great conversation. He'll be back on sooner rather than later because we're gonna talk about sinners. So he hopes we
on that. You want to
listen. You can hop in on it. I'm going to see the IMAX, and they said, listen,
it's set up. It was filmed for IMAX.
Yeah. So he's saying, like, I listen, get your ass out there and see it right now. 100% on Rotten Tomatoes. I'm super, super excited, and all the reviews are really, really great. And they're saying like this is a Black story. They said this is Ryan Coogler's like first at like film where it's not kind of like an adaptation of anything, a recreation of anything. So yeah, this is his like first film where it's like his shit. So I'm excited.
Yeah, so we will be back soon. We appreciate y'all as always. Peace.